When does painting practice turn into procrastination? Welcome back to Diary of a 5 to 9 Artist, where I'm pursuing a career as an oil painter while I work my full-time job. I am coming to you in pajamas because I would rather be consistent with my videos rather than start slacking as soon as I started. So the whole reason I even started my 5 to 9 Artist series is because I started painting again. There were about 4 years when I was finishing up my degree in geology and getting a start in my career that I didn't paint at all. And I'll admit, I didn't make the time for art. But I missed it so much, and I really wanted to find a way to have it back in my life and have it back in my life in a steady way. But my skills had lapsed a little bit, so I wanted to do some practice paintings. It was basically just get my phone out, take a picture, and then use that as a reference for a painting. And I'll show you a couple of examples. So this is in Galena, Illinois. I was there for work, and there is an overlook really close to the hotel that I was staying at. There was one cow who I did add into the picture, and she was staring at me the entire time that I was taking reference pictures. But it was a very picturesque Midwestern scene. Also, this was right before a spring storm was coming in, and two of the things that I am not great at is clouds and grass. So this was a really great way to get in some practice on those. This is another one from when I was traveling for work, and I stopped at a little cafe and had the best hazelnut latte of my life and a blueberry scone. I had never painted crust, and I wasn't really great at painting white, so this was a good opportunity to try both of those things. I'm still not happy with how this turned out, but it was good practice. And this is one of my very good friends and her husband when she was still pregnant with their baby. The baby has since been born and I think is going to start walking here pretty soon. But this was at their baby shower and she just looked so beautiful that I wanted to capture the moment. This was also a really good chance for me to practice hair and his beard, two things that I really needed to work on. I'm very happy with his beard. Her hair I'm okay with. In reality though, her hair is flawless. And then I also have a few active ones that I'm working on, but I do plan on finishing. So anyone familiar with Chicago is going to know this one. This is the bean, and this is technically a commission from my mom, but she's paying me in food on our upcoming trip to Scotland. This is because I was in St. Louis for basically the entirety of October. I was there more than I was home, and I managed to get a really great picture of the arch from the lookout. And on the same day that I took this picture, I did go up into the arch just a few days before the government shut down. So I'm really glad I was able to do that while I was there. And this one really helped me work on perspective work. One of the things that I really need practice on is different types of fabric. And I looked on TikTok, there's that girl everyone knows. She's all dressed up and paint me. And I looked for similar videos like that. And this girl came up and it was, someone painted a portrait of me. And I think she was going to a Renaissance fair, but she had this really, really sheer veil. And then this is a red velvet kind of corset bustier type thing. And so this is a really good way for me to practice on some different fabric types. Great outfit, by the way. So those are just a few of the things that I've been painting, and as you can see, they were for specific purposes. But now I feel like if I keep doing those type of paintings, I am going from practicing my painting into procrastinating doing the things that I really want to work on. So I think that now is a good time to transition from the things that are on my camera roll to the things that are in my head. And the things that are in my head are symbolism and fantasy and stories, and that's where I want to shift my focus to. But I'm not going to give up on the practice. I think that's one of the reasons why I was so drawn to continuing the monthly minis, is this gives me a chance to practice with different colors and textures and painting techniques. So these are going to be really important for me to kind of play with things. I'm still going to be practicing and learning and trying new things on the larger scale paintings, but because they take so much time and expensive materials, the stakes are a lot higher messing around with those versus something little like this. So as a sneak peek, I do have some of the new ones that I'm working on. This is Immersion, and it's the one that I'm the furthest on, but I might be redoing it. I haven't completely decided yet, but the underpainting that I did on this one was a grisaille or grayscale, and it's just not giving the vibe that I want it to. I'm kind of going back and forth with this one, so we'll see. And then I have a little bit more planning to do with this one, but eventually this will be a story involving Lancelot. And then I have my Dahlia painting, which I still have to fix her eye today. And if you notice, yes, this is the same model as in Immersion. This is one of my best friends who very graciously posed for me. I have a few friends who are posing for me, as you saw with the other one, which has been very helpful as I'm practicing people. So I'm very grateful that they allow me to do that. And how gorgeous are my friends? And 2 more of them are on deck for the next paintings. So if you're interested in seeing those pieces be completed, like, follow, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you when I clock out.